What's going on, everyone? Mike Kadlick, Tayler Kyles here for CLNS Media outside of Gillette Stadium as the Patriots get ready to take on the Jacksonville Jaguars in London. A reminder, we are powered by Prize Picks and Game Time. Head over to Prize Picks, use code CLNS for $50 instantly when you play $5, and head over to Game Time, use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Taylor, big news in Patriots land right now. According to the Boston Globe's Ben Volen, quarterback Drake Maye had an MRI yesterday on a knee injury that he was reported on in practice anyway yesterday. He made the injury report as a full participant. Now, we saw Drake Maye in the locker room today. He walked through. He looked okay. There hasn't been any other real reporting surrounding this. Again, him being a full participant tells me yesterday that he did everything in practice. And, could he have tweeted in practice? Sure. Could he have tweeted in the game? Sure. But realistically, right now, we don't know. Alex Van Pelt, we spoke to him earlier. He also said that he's not going to speak on that. He leaves injuries up to the head coach, up to the training staff. But according to him, Maye looked good in practice on Wednesday. We were just out of practice as well here. On Thursday, Maye was moving around on that knee, making all the throws he had to. Everything looked status quo. So, again, we don't know much more about the knee right now, but if there is, and it looks like he is going to play, I'll say that right now. But if there is, something small going on in his knee, how can they and how should they manipulate the game plan a little bit against this Jacksonville team in London?
Again, this is a big fat if.
Yes.
Because he looked fine. There was no indication that anything was wrong. If anything, I thought the shoulder would be more of a problem because Drake Maye did take a couple big hits. There was the one on the strip sack where it did look like he was holding his shoulder. There was also a hit where he seemed to maybe hurt his knee, where he got up and was kind of walking a little funny. So just some context on what might have happened. Could have happened on one of the sacks. But in terms of the game plan, if you are worried about his mobility, now the Patriots only had a couple of bootlegs. I thought they'd do more like sprint outs and things like that, but most of it was just straight dropbacks, whether that was in the shotgun or under center. So I'm not sure how much it really changes the game plan necessarily, but that's the biggest thing is maybe you just keep it to more under center stuff, even like outside zone, like that's what you build the bootleg off of. Maybe you just try to have more half boots so you're not doing quite as much moving. That might be a little tough. But yeah, for the most part, you just don't want to have to put him in situations where he has to use his legs. Now, the scrambling, that's got to happen. If you got to buy time, you got to buy time. Again, from what we saw out there, I don't think there's going to be any issue if Drake Maye has to use his legs to make a play. But again, with the design calls, you just don't want to really have a ton of movement pockets.
We'll see what happens with Thursday's injury report before they head out to London. Alex Van Pelt also asked today about fast starts. Gerard Mayo mentioned that on Wednesday that they got to get out 2 fast starts. They've been too slow to start these games, and now with Drake Maye, a guy who can push the ball down the field, they really want to try and hit that early on in this Jacksonville game. And Alex Van Pelt actually gave us a little sneak peek into Wednesday's practice about their fast start drill that Gerard Mayo told us about. Taylor, take us into that.
Yeah, so Alex Van Pelt mentioned to us that he didn't give Drake Maye the answers during a red zone portion of that fast start period where the starting offense faces the starting defense. And Drake Maye was facing a cover 0 blitz. So the pressure's on, again, in the red area, very condensed space. And we saw during the summer, Drake Maye excelled in those red zone drills. And Alex Van Pelt wanted to see what the kid could do when he didn't have the answers to the test and saw something he wasn't prepared for. I asked Austin Hooper for a little bit more detail about that situation. Hooper told us the Patriots were in a 3-by-1 formation. The defense is in some type of man-match coverage. We see that in cover 0, where rather than sticking to your man, it's almost more like birds on a fence, where if someone comes in your area, then you take that guy so you're not out-leveraged on a certain play. He said that the defense ended up having a 2-on-1 situation against crossing routes from the Patriots, and one receiver was left uncovered. Drake Maye was able to find him. So quick processing, most likely, from the rookie, again, in a difficult situation. And all these guys had so much praise for his intelligence, his toughness, his work ethic, the questions he asked, and all that. Really, I don't think you could be more excited about what we're hearing from Drake Maye, and just hearing from the coaches that last week it was the blitz period where they're like, yep, that was a big thing. We wanted to see him go 6 for 6 with the decisions, and now they're making it, I don't know how often they do this where they don't give him the answers, but in a situation where it was random, he was able to find an open receiver and take advantage of what sounded like a busted coverage. So continue to get excited for Drake Maye, and I've been saying it. I think this week the kid's going to air it out. Could he have his first 300-yard game? If he does, I'm going to make sure that Amit clips this and puts it in some promo. But, good stuff from the rookie.
Yeah, the players are super excited. Kendrick Bourne talking about how in their scramble drills, you don't actually have to run with him as he goes, and you can basically run the opposite side of the field.
Yeah.
He can throw across his body and make those kind of throws. Mike Unwen, who spoke today as well, said they haven't seen these kind of throws from a Patriots quarterback in a long time. So we'll see if Jacksonville, like you said, can be Drake Maye's big break, his big coming out party, if you will, across the pond at Wembley Stadium. We'll have coverage from here all weekend long as the Patriots head over there to take on the Jaguars for their Week 7 matchup. So keep it here on Patriots Press Pass. Subscribe to the channel.